Welcome to another week of the Flags and Whistles podcast. I'm Carson Flake, joined by
Elias and
and we had to take the week off last week.
Yeah.
So life got big for both of us. My computer got fried. We were just busy with soccer. Everything got too much.
Everything kind of just hit the fan. Had to take a week.
But we're back.
We're happy to be back. And
we're back.
Back no less at noon on a Tuesday rather than 7 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Yeah, so
really getting things at you.
Now we have our evening to enjoy.
Exactly.
An interesting week, definitely, for sure. I'm going to start my timer, by the way. An interesting week, for sure, if you were watching the NFL. Some crazy scores, lots of high-scoring games. Every single game was high-scoring. I don't even see – the only team that scored less than 10 points was the Dolphins. Surprise, surprise. Other than that, every other team scored above 10 points. The Saints had 10. Everyone else scored above 15, except for the Commanders, 14. But
it was
still,
that's
good football. And if you were sitting at home after, a Friday and a Saturday of Halloween weekend, you're cooked, and you're just sitting there rotting, watching football, it was a good day for you.
Yeah. Also, exactly what red zone's all about. Literally, a touchdown, every 30 seconds.
Yep.
Something's going on. Scott Hansen was having a day.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Exactly. Screw it. Let's get right into it, though. Let's talk some football.
Let me open my link.
I'd say we start with one of the craziest games I've seen. Talking about high scoring. Bears against the Bengals. Glad you texted me. I think you texted me after that. You were like, did you watch that game? And I was like, yes, I did, in fact, watch 100% of the game, or at least 100% of the fourth quarter. That was insanity.
First of all, it was just weird because there was all these weird turnovers and then flags that would call back a 90-yard return and then all this weird stuff going on. And then you're thinking the whole time the game – the Bears are just going to win it. They're running away with it. And then the Bengals just spawn in.
Yeah. Onside kick recovery.
Yeah.
I think first one since the 1990s for them.
Crazy.
Random stuff was happening. And then if you didn't watch the game, it reminded me of a certain Minneapolis Miracle because that tackle attempt on Colston Loveland was terrible.
I mean, there was 3 guys in his little in the area where he caught the ball and turned to run. 2 of them were in a position to make the play.
Yeah.
Maybe one of them wasn't. So we'll give him benefit of the doubt. It was only 2. But you got to make that play.
You got to make that tackle. He tried to shoulder check him in the middle of the field and just completely bounced off
Got to
him.
make the tackle.
But
and then a legacy drive from the Bears at the end to win it. I mean, craziness.
Yeah.
Super fun game to watch.
Joe Flacco.
Joe
still
Flacco.
There. We talk about him every week, and
we do.
He's still got it. I mean, the Bengals offense could win them games. The Bengals defense, and I don't know if you saw this,
literally loses them.
Literally loses them games. And now you have Chase Brown in the postgame interview, Jamar Chase in his postgame interview, just asking their defense. I think Chase Brown said, "Come on," he used an expletive that I won't use on the podcast.
Wow.
But he said essentially just finish the game. We put the ball in the end zone. All we needed was one stop. Bengals defense did not deliver, and so the Bears walk out of that one winners 47-42.
No scoregami, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, I love a good scoregami.
Yeah.
And I follow their Twitter, and there was no scoregami.
There you go.
A couple scoregamis, though, this year. I wish that was a really good segue into a scoregami, but I set that up perfectly for myself, and then I don't have that for you. Jaguars Raiders 30-29.
Yeah.
Cam Little, new NFL record.
68 yards.
68 yards. He hit a 70-yarder in preseason.
Yeah.
But doesn't really count because it's preseason. But talk about fired up. And the coolest part, I don't know if you saw the clip of the punter or the holder, same difference. He's up celebrating 5 seconds before the ball's gone in. He saw it and he's like, yeah, that's in. And he puts his hands up in the air 100% convinced it's in. And Cam Little said in the postgame interview, he was like, no, he's done that twice now, but it's just such a long field goal. I just don't know if it's going to make it or not.
Yeah.
So I sit there and watch it. But Cam Little, talk about a guy that's just electric.
Yeah.
Like his personality is kind of like a Jackson Dart kind of personality kicker, and I love it.
I love it too. And funnily enough, those teams played on Sunday. It's now Tuesday, and the news broke about an hour ago that Jacoby Myers was traded from the Raiders to the Jaguars for a 4th and a 6th round pick. Obviously, he'd requested a trade in this offseason. They've been working through it. The Steelers had been super interested. Patriots were interested. Jaguars were kind of not really a spot that I had him landing. But they are a wide receiver needy team. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Brian Thomas Jr. hasn't had the sophomore season that people I think were expecting out of him. Travis Hunter's on IR. So definitely benefits them. And the Raiders are just kind of in rebuild mode. Brock Bowers just came back, but that's really Myers was their weapon number one.
Yeah, and I mean the Jaguars are still in a position where they could find their way into the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're kind of, right on the bubble right now. They're sitting at I think 4-5, 5-4, 4-5. I'm lagging. 5-3. Sorry.
Oh.
5-3.
So they're very much
in the position.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be a big help for them, especially because Travis Hunter wasn't doing like wide receiver 1 duties.
No. But
Jacoby Myers
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. He will be in need of a contract extension. That was kind of the whole deal with the Raiders was they didn't want to pay him. So we'll see if the Jaguars pay him at the end of this season. And if not, he'll walk and maybe go to the Steelers or something. But let's move.
Let's
go. Let's see. Let's go Patriots. Falcons. Had a couple buddies that were at that game. Looked like a good one. Was a good one on TV.
Patriots are oddly scary.
Patriots are good. I think we don't have to be shy about that anymore.
Nope.
They're really up there. They're above the Bills in their division. And Drake May is reaching a level of stardom where people are writing songs about him. So you kind of know that he's accelerated to the next level.
Yeah.
And he played like that kind of franchise quarterback all game. Who also had a good game was Drake London, who scored pretty much all of the Falcons' points.
3 touchdowns, 118 yards, 9 receptions.
Yeah.
Bijan Robinson didn't do his normal.
And he didn't last week either.
He hasn't really been he was one of those guys at the start of the fantasy season, especially last year. I feel like was a top 3 running back in the league. People were looking to, have on their team.
Yeah.
Not that way anymore.
And it's just a symptom of that offense. Michael Penix, they've kind of just had to stick with him. Kirk Cousins is unplayable, really. And
balling.
What?
He's balling.
Penix?
Yeah.
Or Cousins?
Penix.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Cousins.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Cousins is unplayable. Penix, yes, they're sticking with him. He's been better, a lot better, but I don't know if that's still long term.
I mean, 221 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's been good. Yeah. All those touchdowns obviously going to Drake London. But still, I mean, I don't know. He's good, and he does his job. Yeah, a game-managing quarterback, you can't really hate that. Yeah.
The one thing that caught my eye about that game was after the game, Mario Douglas, was in an interview, and he said that his uncle had passed away in a shooting the night before the game, so prayers go out to him. But he was able to honor his uncle. He scored a touchdown, kind of talked about it, and said that his uncle was working on his first day in heaven and helped him have that kind of game. So shout out to the Patriots, shout out to Pop Douglas, and may his uncle rest in peace.
Yeah. He had 100 yards. I may or may not, because this game was after November 1st, I was allowed to bet on it. So I did have DeMario Douglas. I live bet him at halftime to get over 110.
And?
He got 100 on the dot. I was so sad because he was sitting at 94 when I put the bet on him. I'm like, surely in the whole half he can get 16
Those
yards.
they get you with those.
They'll get me with those.
Vegas loves to mess with your head on those ones.
They do.
But let's move.
Vikings-Lions.
Vikings-Lions, yeah. You want to take that away?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of an all-over-the-place game because, first of all, Jahmyr Gibbs did not show up as normal Jahmyr Gibbs at all.
4 points on my fantasy line.
Awful. David Montgomery had the majority of the carries, or at least the quality carries, but still did not do much. He got a touchdown, but 40 yards on 11 carries.
And he fumbled.
Jared Goff honestly played about as good as he could have. 25 for 37, 284 yards, 2 touchdowns. But the Vikings are talk about a sneaky team. The Vikings,
And there's a lot of those.
they might be 4-4. Like that's the thing. Like all these good teams are not like standing up as like I'm the best team. Nobody can beat me.
Yeah.
Because even the Patriots, like they're getting some good wins, but they also haven't played like the crazy good teams, like the big challenges. But for the Lions, a team that many people thought, they're coming into the season as the top dogs. And yeah, they lost the Chiefs, but okay, it's the Chiefs. But now they lose to the Vikings, and they're sitting at 5-3, so not in the same position. Now the NFC North in general is just insane.
Yeah, it's tight.
Tight, all over the place. J.J. McCarthy, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 143 yards. Aaron Jones kind of makes his presence known now that he's back.
Yeah.
But he had 1 crazy long rush, and that was about it. He only had 78 yards. But what a game that was. Did you watch that game?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it was a fun game.
It was. And let's move. I had all kinds of friends at NFL games, and I was the odd man out, unfortunately. But
Same, I was an odd man out now, too. So.
Shout out to my friend Tyler. He was at the Steelers game. Big Steelers fan. He actually got, Peyton Wilson?
No.
He's a linebacker for the Steelers, but he got his autograph.
Wow.
He's wearing a Peyton Wilson jersey, and Peyton Wilson was like, hey, that's me.
Yeah.
And
I think that's a cheat code. If you wear like a lesser-known guy's jersey,
yeah,
you might get the autograph or the picture just because like they're like, oh, that's me.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
But the Steelers stick it out and beat the Colts, who were previously 7-2 at home.
That's a crazy big win for Aaron Rodgers.
It's a huge win for Aaron Rodgers. And Daniel Jones didn't look bad. I mean, he threw a couple picks, but that was the first time where like the Colts offense has been just genuinely stumped. I feel like the Steelers defense, Joey Porter, Jalen Ramsey was legit trying to kill Michael Pittman the whole game. He was dropping hit sticks on him. But yeah, Steelers defense grinds right through it, and Steelers pick up a very big win.
But that kind of goes back to what I was saying with the whole, like, the best teams are not really the best teams.
It can go anywhere.
The Colts, we thought were like the best team in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
And now they lose to the Steelers, 5-3 Steelers. Like,
yeah.
Not a horrible team, not a horrible loss, but still, like, what's happening?
There's just nobody that's
3 interceptions from Daniel Jones.
It was 3, yeah. Yeah.
Crazy. 342 yards, though. So it's like, it's so weird. These games are just all over the place. And if you are a new NFL fan, either A, you're really happy, or don't get used to it.
Yeah.
Because it's not always like this.
It's not always like this. But it is awesome that we have this season of no, like, superiority. There's no team that's, undefeated or even close to it at this point. Everyone is kind of in and around playoff contention.
Yeah. I mean,
unless like you're the Jets or the Dolphins or something.
Yeah. But even like your Panthers.
My Panthers, don't look now, Carson, but the Panthers and the Chiefs have the same record.
Hey, good for you. That's my point.
Yeah.
You look at the Chiefs as like the Chiefs and the team that like everyone I mean, people don't glaze them, I guess, as much as I would glaze them. However, but like a scary team, and then you look at someone like the Panthers, and it's like not as scary of a team.
Yeah.
Same record, so conceptually equally as scary.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's move to the Chiefs, for that matter.
Go for it.
Classic. Of course, the Bills beat the Chiefs in the postseason. Josh Allen's 5-1 in the regular season facing Patrick Mahomes. 0-4 in the postseason.
Yeah.
I watched the whole. Another flash of light.
We always have these. It's like lightning in here.
Weird flashes of light. I watched the whole like post game show for back home on 810 WHB, the radio show I used to work at.
Shout out them.
Shout out them. Shout out Jack Johnson and Dylan Michaels. They're definitely not listening to this. They have better things to do. They have better talk shows to listen to.
They have their own talk shows
job.
to listen to.
But I mean, the thing about the Chiefs is like their offense was clicking for 2-3 weeks. Pacheco goes back out, didn't play in this game. Kareem Hunt didn't really do a whole lot, 49 yards.
Yeah.
Mahomes also, his worst passer rating in his career.
Wow.
He was 15 for 34.
Yeah.
So like 47%. I could click in and find more about that. But at the same time, it's like this always happens. Now the thing is that the Chiefs are at 5-4 and out of the playoffs now.
Yeah.
So conceptually, they can't beat the Bills in the postseason if they don't make the postseason.
Yeah. They got to make the postseason.
We don't know how to stop James Cook, and we didn't know how to stop any tight ends in that game defensively.
Yeah.
And I think that our whole defensive line is a joke. Chris Jones should not be getting paid as much money as he does for how much he does for the team. And our secondary is so-so.
Rough. Yeah.
So-so. But that's the Chiefs, 21-28. Granted, the game was in Buffalo. However, I've been to Chiefs regular season games against the Bills and seen them lose at Arrowhead. So, well, I have to see what the Chiefs do because I just don't even know like where to rank them.
Yeah. This week's power rankings will be interesting.
Yeah. The thing that they were kind of talking about is the Chiefs only have one real statement win.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the Lions, and that's the biggest statement win of them all. But the thing is that their upcoming schedule is like insanely hard. Like, I'm going to just run you through what the Chiefs have to do because this is not going to be easy. They face the Broncos next after the bye. So they have a bye this week.
That's actually huge for them.
Huge place for the bye.
Yeah.
And Andy Reid's track record after buys is pretty solid. Like, he's normally really, really consistent. So they face the Broncos. Then they face the Colts. So that's two opportunities for statement wins. Then the Cowboys, who are still a decent team. Then the Texans. So that one, the Texans game is like their easy one of the rest of the season. Then the Chargers, who's another AFC West team that's balling.
That's good.
Like, I don't think the Chiefs will win the AFC West, and that's going to be the first time in like 10 years.
Yeah.
Then the Titans, then the Broncos again, and then the Raiders. So realistically, I think there's only 3 guaranteed wins, and it's Texans, Titans, Raiders, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other games besides that. So there's I'm thinking
the close ones, I mean, they have to win. They can really only afford to lose another couple games tops.
Yeah.
And then even still, they could just be a wild card team.
Yeah, so, which would be crazy for Mahomes to not be playing at home.
Yeah.
Again. That happened again last year. Yeah, it did happen last year. So that would be interesting. But is there anything else in the NFL you want to cover?
I'll talk about my Panthers real quick.
Talk about them, man.
Going into the game, they're 14-point underdogs against the Packers. And they're the first time in Panthers history that they've been slated at such a low number and as an underdog and have come out winners. They went all the way to Lambeau and win in a gritty one, 16-13. Ryan Fitzgerald hits his second game-winning field goal, a 49-yarder for the rookie. So he's been pretty consistent. Rico Dowdle got the lion's share of carries, almost all of them actually. Chuba Hubbard barely ran the ball, and that's paid off for the Panthers.
Yeah.
Over 100 yards. He's now, I think, third in the NFL in rushing, which is crazy for a guy who, for the first couple weeks of the season, was RB2 and did not get that many touches.
Shows you what one change
can do. Yeah, absolutely. And shout out to Panthers coaching staff, too, because that's tough to bench a player like Chuba Hubbard, who last year was our best player and has pretty much been a bright spot and an otherwise disappointing offense at times. But Rico Dowdle, next man up. Bryce Young, okay. Threw a pick, threw for barely over 100 yards. But as you can see by the scoreline, not a very action-packed game, let's say, like the Bears-Bengals, for example.
Yeah.
But the Panthers are now 5-4, back in the win column. And I just kicked something. And so that's great. And even better to do it at Lambeau, because what a tough place to play.
Right.
And walk away with the win.
Well, what's weird about that game, so the Packers are still on top of the NFC North, but the NFC North is just all over the place. So the Packers are 5-2-1, but like they have suffered 2 of the most stunning upsets of the NFL season. They lost the Browns, and then now they lose to the Panthers. Now, you could say that the Panthers' loss isn't as much of an upset because they've kind of turned their season around a little bit.
Yeah.
But the Browns, definitely an upset. So it shows that the Packers are weirdly, like, inconsistent, which I feel like is just classic Packers.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how it is. But Now the problem with Green Bay is Tucker Kraft could be done for the season
ACL.
with the ACL tear.
Yeah.
So that's horrible because he is like one of the best players on that offense.
He's a huge weapon for Jordan Love. And, yeah, that one's going to sting for them. They don't really have – I think maybe Musgrave is tight end too, and he does not have any kind of upside like Kraft does.
Kraft's goated tight end.
Yeah. But, yeah, that was that one. Actually, one thing that I do want to highlight just because you almost never see this. Micah Parsons was held to one pressure in the entire game by Ike Ekwonu, who's the Panthers' starting left tackle. Almost non-existent that game, and he got pancaked a couple times, which was great to see. But shout out Ike Ekwonu because Panthers fans I've been seeing in the beginning of the season especially were kind of trashing on him. This is his third or fourth year in the league. He hasn't really established himself. But what a time to establish yourself against the best edge rusher in the entire league.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what wins you games.
That's what wins you games. Just
what wins you games.
Win your battles, man.
Should move on to the Premier League.
Let's move to the Premier League. Obviously, there were a couple other games in the NFL. Nothing super notable. We'll shout out Seahawks Commanders just because of Jaden Daniels' injury, which already injury plagued throughout the season. Now he dislocated his elbow, so that'll be probably another couple of weeks of Marcus Mariota. And Sam Darnold is firmly in maybe an MVP conversation. Yeah. He was 16 for 16 to start the game. The Commanders' defense looked clueless in the first half. The second half was pretty evenly matched, but the first half, I mean, it was like watching one of those college football games, I don't even know, Alabama against Northwest Central, Alabama something. Just looked completely. It looked like college against high school, NFL against college in the first half.
Yeah, and then Jaden Daniels going out is sickening for the Commanders.
In garbage time too. I don't know if you're Dan Quinn and you're down by that many points, just put in the backups, man. Don't risk your franchise guys for in a meaningless game that you're not going to win.
Granted, was Sam Darnold playing in the end of that?
We did see a little bit of Drew Lock, but only at the very end. Drew Lock. Yeah.
Oh, you forget that guy.
Forget that guy. I'm telling you, these backup quarterbacks, dude.
Odd guys.
Speaking of backup quarterbacks, shout out Jacoby Brissett. Balled again. Now we're talking about maybe Kyler Murray doesn't see the field right away when he comes back.
Well, that's what's kind of weird is Jacoby Brissett and who were we talking about earlier? Well, I'm lagging.
I'm lagging.
I'm so lagging. Michael Penix.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of in the same spots.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like both guys that came in, and then now it's like, oh, yeah, we might keep you around for a little bit.
Yeah, you've earned your spot.
You've earned your spot. So, and I keep getting them mixed up too, but at the same time, both kind of doing their thing, which is what you want to see out of your backup quarterbacks.
Absolutely.
This is the year of backup quarterbacks too.
It is the year of backup quarterbacks. C.J. Stroud also got hurt in the Texans-Broncos game, concussion. So we saw Davis Mills, who was not as good to see as Jacoby Brissett. He was not great. But
breaking news. While amidst editing this podcast, we became aware of two headlines. Elias, I will send it to our correspondent of headlines right now.
This just in. Rashid Shaheed traded from the Saints to the Seahawks. They get another speedy wide receiver for Sam Darnold. And just when I thought we were done and I was dropping that news to Carson and about to leave the room, the Colts have picked up Sauce Gardner for 2 first-round picks from the Jets. So the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. 2 first-round picks is actually very good value for Sauce Gardner.
Especially because they're going to have a 3rd first-round pick in the end. So
yeah. So that's a good deal for both sides. But that's the breaking news segment. 2 big trades announced just as we were editing. We did not want to leave here without letting you guys know that.
Now back with your regular scheduled program.
Back with regular programming. Premier League?
Let's do it.
All right. So we're back to the Premier League. Sweet. And a lot to go over. We'll skip over some of the stuff that is not as relevant, but just for scorelines, Brighton beat Leeds 3-0. Danny Welbeck, a guy that we talked about when we had Kieran on the show.
Shout out Kieran.
Shout out Kieran.
He's listening for sure.
He definitely. If anyone's listening, it's Kieran Murray.
If we have one listener, if there's one view in the next week, I know it's Kieran.
We know who it is. And, Danny Welbeck scores again. And then Diego Gomez, formerly of Inter Miami, scored twice in that one. Arsenal, Burnley.
Diego Gomez's first Premier League goals of the season. I just thought I'd add that.
Yeah.
Those are the first time he scored this season.
He did score. He scored 4 goals recently in a cup game, but not
in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But in the Premier League, yes, first 2 goals. So good for him. Then Arsenal, Burnley, 2-0. Victor Gyökeres, obviously the big money striker in the summer, gets a goal, and Declan Rice gets a goal as well. Nothing really surprising.
Arsenal just doing Arsenal things.
Arsenal doing Arsenal things. Arsenal are first in the table.
Yeah, I mean.
And we'll see how long that lasts.
Well, we know it will last until like the last 3 weeks of the season, and then they'll just die.
Something will indubitably go wrong.
It's just how it goes. If you're an Arsenal fan, I feel bad because I know quite a few Arsenal fans from back home, and it just never works out in their favor.
It never works out, which is a shame. Crystal Palace, Brentford, little London derby action. Jean-Philippe Mateta continues scoring for Palace, and Palace look good. Brentford right in and around the middle of the pack. But Crystal Palace, at the beginning of the season when they lost Eberechi Eze to Arsenal and lost a couple other players in free agency, I thought, they're not going to even come close to what they were last year. But Oliver Glasner has them ticking, and they know how to play.
I think they're just one of those teams that can easily stick around, above the relegation zone. Yeah. For just a long time.
Oh, forever.
They're not going to have a bad season, but they're not going to get the championship. Quite frankly, because of the Premier League not having a salary cap, makes it virtually impossible for any team that's not like the top 5, like Liverpool, Man U, Man City, Arsenal, etc.
Yeah.
But it's also like, I think that they'll stay
sure.
in the league for a while.
Oh, definitely. And, they beat Liverpool 3 times this season.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't even want to talk about it. But
well, we'll have to get there eventually.
Yeah, they hang in with the big boys, and Fulham Wolves. Fulham walk out 3-0 winners, and Wolves, after going winless in their first 10 games of the season, sacked Vitor Pereira, their manager, who saved them from relegation last year, signed a big 3-year contract extension in the summer, and now he's gone.
The classic.
That's always
only in Europe, bro. Do coaches just get fired after one bad season?
Yeah.
Literally,
it's the pressure.
They don't fire coaches in the United States after a bad season or 4.
They don't.
But if you're in Europe, you get fired very fast.
Yes, and there's some familiar names who the bookies are taking to be the next Wolves manager. One of them is Rob Edwards, who brought Luton Town up to the Premier League, and then unfortunately they were relegated. But he's in the talk, as well as Eric Ten Hag, who, of course, was sacked by Manchester United, then sacked by Bayer Leverkusen. So I don't know what way Wolves will go. I think if you bring in Ten Hag, you're looking at like a complete systematic change and somebody who has high aspirations, but also hasn't delivered. Or you can go with the classic, pick up a Rob Edwards, pick up I don't even know, or
just a new guy.
A new guy that's just going to save you from relegation, because that's their entire season is now just survive.
Yeah, at this point they're 0-2-8.
Yeah,
so they're kind of cooked.
Things are rough. Yeah,
2 points.
Yeah, Nottingham Forest and Manchester United. I had the pleasure of watching this game with 3 Manchester United fans, so I was elated when.
Who did you watch it with? DiGiorno?
No, I watched it with Esp and Belowski and Dylan.
Okay.
And Nottingham Forest scored 2 goals in 2 minutes to take the lead in that one after Casemiro had scored, and then Amad Diallo scored a banger at the end of the game to tie it up. But my thoughts go out to that poor Manchester United fan who is living through the self-inflicted torture of not cutting his hair until Manchester United win 5 games in a row. Manchester United were at 4.
Oh.
And they drew. So we'll pull up a picture for you guys to see, but this guy's hair is crazy. It's been going on for way too long. If I were a Manchester United player at this point, I'd only be playing so that guy can just please get a haircut.
Manchester United, man, they switch up
and when
so fast.
And as soon as they look good, they just let you down.
Oh, like Forest is not a good side.
Yeah, no.
But that's just been the story of at least the last, especially this season, but definitely the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, I'd say.
But especially this season.
Yeah.
I mean, they're losing or tying teams that they should not, but then winning games.
They beat Liverpool.
That they should not win.
Yeah.
It's so weird and all over the place. And I feel
is.
bad for. I bet it's just a roller coaster of emotions for
It is.
Manchester United fans.
It is. And let's move. We had another London derby. We had Tottenham, Chelsea.
Now, this one actually a game worth watching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. João Pedro scored for Chelsea. Just a 1-0 game, but obviously very heated affair when those two teams go at it.
Yeah.
And I will say Xavi Simons, and I'm going to say this because I'm a Liverpool fan, and I'm just interested in what people have to say. So everyone gives Liverpool stick, and specifically Florian Wirtz, for not really doing much since he's been a Liverpool player. Another guy who's in that same boat who doesn't get talked about is Xavi Simons. He had 17. He lost the ball 17 times in that game.
Crazy.
Bought for like $60 million from Leipzig in the summer. Supposed to be a big money signing, big reward. I think he has a couple assists and maybe a goal in the cup. So another disappointing one.
Not really doing much.
And that's not to defend Florian Wirtz. It's just to kind of equal the playing field. That there's not only one guy that's disappointing us. There's a couple.
Well, that happens in sports, though.
It does.
Sometimes you look like a way better team when you have a completely different lineup, or you look like a way better player when you're on a different team with a different lineup.
Absolutely.
You move teams, and unless you're just like a Messi or like a top 30 player in the world, sometimes it's hard to
things can get
be
dicey.
that same guy.
Absolutely. Moving over to Liverpool, we finally snapped our losing streak. Thank you, Mohamed Salah, I guess.
Or thank you, Aston Villa.
Or thank you, Aston. Yeah, more so thank you, Aston Villa. The headline of that one is Salah scored his 250th Liverpool goal, which is just insane to think about that I have watched probably a good 200 of those live. And this one was nothing crazy. Emi Martinez made a terrible mistake, but Salah pounced on it.
Emi Martinez.
And, Ryan Gravenberch scored later on in the second half, and Liverpool walk away 2-0 winners.
Yeah. I mean, Emi Martinez is one of those guys that's just odd. Like,
I love that
odd
guy.
as a dude.
Yeah.
So funny guy to watch. But I'm saying, like, as a player, just kind of like all over the place, like roller coaster of a player. You don't really know what to expect when you're facing him. He could either have the day of his life or have stinker.
Yeah. More often than not, he has the game of his life. But man, I've seen that guy also make some mistakes that I maybe would back myself to make those plays. But
okay, Elias.
And I'm not even a keeper.
All right.
Carson would probably definitely make some of these plays. I might make one or two.
All right, Elias. I'm ready to see it.
Yeah. Moving on, West Ham, Newcastle. This game, obviously, Newcastle were heavy favorites. West Ham were struggling, are still struggling, but they won their first home game since February. We are in November.
That's insane.
So that's a huge sigh of relief at the London Stadium for those fans who've been watching their team lose there for way too long. And that was Nuno's first win as the West Ham manager. What a time to get it against a Newcastle side that has a lot of weapons.
Yeah, I mean, Newcastle 3-3-4 going into this, I guess 3-3-3 going into this game, and then facing a team that's it's a winnable game for Newcastle, but also a winnable game for West Ham. So it kind of was like a lot to play for. And good for West Ham because, I mean, now they're still technically in the relegation zone, but only, where are the points in this thing? Yeah, here we go. Only 1 point behind Fulham and Leeds, and still only 3 points behind being in 12th place.
Yeah.
Brentford's got 13, and then Newcastle, Everton have 12, 11, Fulham and Leeds, and then Burnley 10, West Ham 7. So
yeah, it's still early too. It's early enough in the season that you can say that stuff can change.
Yeah.
It's typically once we get to Christmas and like that whole like mess of fixtures when they're playing like 2 games a week in the league.
Yeah.
Where people start to slip away. But right now, West Ham just bought themselves some time, and big win for them.
Yeah.
Move right on to Manchester City. 3-1 winners. Guess who scored? Erling Haaland. Guess who scored twice? Erling Haaland.
Surprise.
Um,
Tyler Adams, though, scored for Bournemouth.
Tyler Adams, if you're a USA guy,
Yep.
I think that's his first Premier League goal. So shout out Tyler Adams, who I think doesn't get talked about enough. I think he gets a lot of stick when he comes and plays for the national team, but Tyler Adams is a good Premier League player.
He's a good player.
He's a good player. He's solid.
We don't even want to get into Premier League anything, but yeah, it was his first goal. Or sorry, U.S. men's national team anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, a good player, and finally got himself a goal. He doesn't even have one with USA as well. So
Wow.
granted, it's not really his job to score, but
It's true, but maybe the guys whose job it is to score are also not really there. So maybe Tyler Adams will pick up some slack for
maybe
the USMNT.
he might.
He might.
We'll see here in the next 6 months.
Yeah. And final game, which was yesterday, was a 1-1 draw between Sunderland and Everton. Elias and Carson, I don't know if you got to see this goal. This is another guy. We got to go back and look at the Kieran episode and just see how many times this guy hit, because he was talking about Elias and Jai, and he scored a crazy goal, dribbled through like 3 or 4 people, laced it top bins in the 15th minute. Jack Grealish hit the post, and then Granit Xhaka, the captain of Sunderland, equalized for them. And Sunderland, the newly promoted team, are in the top 4 of the Premier League.
Crazy.
Which is
That's
crazy.
not something you ever see.
That's not something you ever see. And it's a huge accomplishment for Regis Labrie, the manager, as well as all those players who came in and have really embodied what it means to be a Sunderland player. I think Sunderland's one of those places. I don't know. Did you ever watch the documentary about them?
No, I wish I was a bigger documentary guy.
Oh, man. If you haven't, Sunderland Till I Die, it aired years ago when they were still in the 2nd and then 3rd divisions. But it really gives you a look into what football, soccer, whatever, means to that city. And I think these players have delivered on that, on the fans' expectations, and are carrying a whole city's pride on their back when they go out there. And they're in the top 4. So
I mean, when you look at like the other teams around the league, a lot of them have their derby games where it's like stadiums are next to each other. You've got all these teams in London. You've got like Liverpool, Everton. You've got so many teams that are Man U, Man City, etc. Like a lot of teams that are in the same geographical area. Sunderland, not so much.
Yeah, just
kind of has their own culture, which I think makes them special.
Yeah, it's just them in the northeast of England. The big teams are just them and Newcastle. They have a great rivalry. 2 working class cities.
But Newcastle also same thing.
Yeah.
They kind of are so dialed in with their team.
Yeah, very true. We'll pop it up here, a live look at the Premier League table for you guys to see as we have fixtures coming up. We have Champions League going on right now, which we won't get into, but will be a talking point for next week.
Yeah.
And as far as that goes, that is our whole episode here.
We wanted to make it quicker.
We did want to make it quicker on the Flags and Whistles podcast. And once again, thank you for watching. We are open to criticism. We are open to glaze. We are open to really anything. And happy to hear from our fans. And happy to hear from our fans about what we can do to improve. But we're happy to be here. Sorry we had to take the week off last week. Life happens.
It does happen.
For me and Carson Flake, this is it here on the Flags and Whistles podcast. Thank you for tuning in on this fine Tuesday afternoon. Have a good day, and thank you.
Thank you.